1. What up, YouTube? Asian Persuasion here at the Team YCS at Las Vegas. We're Slim, Buddy, Bortle. You already know. We're with top 8 team Parvenu.
Hi, Pat.
And we got Gally.
The one and only.
The one and only first time. The number one. First time on my channel. David Flores, we already know. He's a UDS champion. 2-round bye. And we got first time on my channel.
Smartest player in the game.
No, very smart player. Mr. Johnny Lee. He's nice.
He's very
We had the same name, so I always turn around when someone says his name.
Same.
Bro, I literally turn around every time he says Johnny. I'm like, wait, my Johnny or this Johnny? Like, we're both Johnny. So we're gonna start with Mr. Gally. What did you play today, my friend?
I played Dino.
Like Dino. Wow. Okay.
I've been playing. Easy to play.
Okay. Straightforward OTK, right?
Right. Super easy. 3 of each. 4 babies. Then 1-offs. This is really good because you draw and it's a fire. That's the best thing that does. 2 Tyranno and then 4 of these.
How many times did you lift orgasm people?
Once.
Once?
Yeah. So
but was it good?
it felt good.
Yeah.
Right. So 3 of these. 2 of these. What was the name of the guy that told me to play this?
600 trap in the main.
I was playing Mind Control and then they said this.
He also topped.
He also topped?
Oh, he top 2?
Yeah, but this was really bad. But yeah, it does nothing to Dweller, so.
Oh, it does.
And then just one of these, and 3 of them. So pretty standard. It's very similar to the guy who got top 4 at the.
Scott Page?
Yeah,
Scott Page? Ooh, that would have been hot.
Side deck, 3 Nibiru. Good against Salad, but against everything else, I think didn't go so well. 3 Cosmic. This I sided in twice, and I drew this twice, and not this.
So Scythe was your friend?
Scythe is my best friend. 2 summon limits. This is because of Spiral. They're going first with anti-spell, so I thought, alright, I'm gonna go first and slow them down. So.
Yeah, okay.
And then the extra deck. It's nothing too special.
That boy nice right there, baby.
That boy, nah.
3 of these.
It could be breaking.
Obviously that play. 1 round, I got rid of 3 of these with 1 pot, and the other pot got 3 of these.
No way.
That's a 4%.
How does that happen? That 4% happen?
And then just some rock force.
What about Mr.
That's
I
nice.
should have probably played Dweller. I didn't.
Should have played Dweller? That's fair. It's okay. Party would have got banished too off of extravagance. Let's be real. If that's how that works.
That was good. When X1, I lost to Mats, and then lost in top 8.
So you did good. All right, first time Gally's on our channels. Let's go. That's a rare moment, Gally. Thank you, Gally. Let's go to Mr. David Flores, our UDS champion.
Guys.
How's it going, man? What did you play today, my friend?
I played a Spiral
Ooh.
combo version.
Combo. All right, man. Let's jump into it.
So I played 3 Magician Souls, 2 Jackalopes, 2 Tsuchinokos, 1 Nessie, 1 Jet, 3 Scrap Recycler, Golem. Pretty really good combo. Quick Fix, Last Resort, Drone, Sleeper, 2 Super Agents, and 2 Master Plans for the monsters. The spells is Reborn, Foolish, 1 for 1, Big Red, Assault, Resort, 3 Call by the Grave, Bark Thou, Foolish Burial Goods, and
Super Wombo version.
played Anti-Spell Fragrance, and 3 Rescue. Shoutouts to Ed for the deck as well. He really helped me out a lot. Johnny's idea as well to get help from him.
How many free wins did you get off of that anti-spell in the main deck?
A couple.
A couple free wins? I like it.
The Griffin combo.
Yeah, and how did you like the scrap version, and scrap danger version over like a different version of this?
Well, the deck bricks enough already, and I felt it was right that like the monsters actually changed how you should play the game like with this deck. Like the monsters are one of the standalone cards that let you do combos by itself. So that was really nice about the deck. It's also the reason you can do like the anti-spell fragrance combos.
Yeah.
So like it makes it a lot easier.
I feel like you can make Curious easier with the dangers too, so that makes your like combo super easy to get.
Side deck or extra deck?
You can just do it, you can whatever first.
Link Revo, Barricade, Nightmare, Cerberus, Scrap Wyvern, 2 Helix, Unicorn, Trigate, Curious, Sword, Appaloosa, Griffin, and Savage, and Princess Bride. Savage was to protect this from being negated, to bring this back, to bring the anti-spell from being set, and it was also to protect anti-spell from being outed.
Wait, how do you make Warlord Savage Dragon?
With the Jet Synchron.
Oh, I forgot about Jets. I was like, wait, what's the tuner? I forgot. I was like, what's going on? That's nice. That's nice.
3 Draw, 3 Dark Ruler, 2 Twin, 2 Nibiru, 2 Storm, and 3 evenly matched.
So all basically going second cards and back row hate. And
Would you have changed anything?
yeah, what do you think you'd change?
For going first, I sided in both of these because they didn't like to play Dark Ruler no more. So like, if they break your board, you'd let them break their board at the same time as well. So I did that a lot. It actually worked out. I've had it too many times going first. So it probably changes. I never saw this all weekend.
Then you never saw your drone lock, bro.
Yeah.
But you wanted to, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you wanted to.
Yeah, I wanted to. This, you need it for a window, but I did break too many. This, you need it for trap decks because it's pyro. You want to make things easier. I never sided this in except for like my round 1. Never saw it. This was amazing. Nibiru was really good too. But I mean, yeah, that's a deck. I really liked it a lot. Yeah, shout outs to my sponsors, Frozen Card Gaming, who are also supported by Card Market, JK Entertainment, and I don't know, the last one.
Last one, we got to show it on the back. Ultimate Guard and JK Entertainment. Yeah, okay. And we got the UDS champ in the building. Of course, that's your own sponsor.
Shout outs to my family, my wife and kid, obviously. Johnny already knows. They support me a lot. They actually let me play this game a lot. Like, I love them with all my heart. They're everything to me, and that's it.
That's the best support too, man. Your family support, that's the best support, brother. All right, and then the last player.
I promise it won't be a 2-hour thing.
It's okay. This is the first time.
Yeah, so I'll go very quickly with the deck and then share about what I learned this weekend.
I like it.
The deck is very standard. It's almost exactly Shen Bing's deck. Basically what happened was I showed up late on Sunday to the UDS because I did in day 2. I just bumped into Shen Bing right after he won his belt. And I was like, Shen, why do you think you won this event? I asked him that question. And he said, my deck has a 95% consistency rate, 1-card combos. That's all he said. And when he said that, I thought, that sounds like a tournament-winning deck. And so that's what convinced me to pick up the cards for this deck, master it over the course of a week. Just very strenuous. It's like cramming for an exam. But when he said that to me, like, that screamed to me best deck. And so it's a very balanced format. I don't think it's the best deck by a huge margin, but I think it was a very great choice. And so that's why I went with this deck. I won't go into details about card choices because, again, same stuff. So as far as starters, we have 12, I believe. Yeah, 12. So I usually want 11 to 14 starters, so 12 is good. As far as superior extenders, we have these 2, 4, 6, 7. And kind of like with Burning Abyss, I like when decks, when their superior extenders also work like starters. So these cards work like starters. Kind of like how Farfa is an extender, but it's also a starter if you don't have Graph or Seer. And so to me, that's usually the sign that a deck has the potential to be the best deck, when their cards can be in multiple roles. So extenders can be starters can be extenders. Like Dino is another deck that I think really fulfills those requirements. So that was a huge sign to me that this was a good deck to play. Additional extenders, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these 8 cards for additional extenders. And then true to the same point I just made about how cards should serve multiple roles, a lot of these additional extenders also serve as starters or superior extenders, and so I really like that about the deck. And then 2 reactive extenders. And then Pat always preached to have 6 to 7 defense, so there's exactly that, 6 defense.
The great Patrick Hoban, right?
Yeah,
that
Patrick
guy.
Hoban. Yeah, founder of Parvenu. And these 6 work really great with the deck. So after the UDS 6 days ago, I was at the airport with Shun and Jesse, and they were playtesting for Vegas, and they were going very back and forth, Shadal versus this deck, Rocket. But what I noticed was that what put Shun's boards over the top was that he would have one of these to back it up, or in post-sighting games he would have like Fragrance or something, and they just work so beautifully together. Like this covers so much of what the board this deck makes doesn't cover, and I just saw that synergy while watching them play like 6 games, and it was so beautiful that I thought like, okay, this is a great call, especially because you know that after the UDS everyone's going to be on that Chevelle deck, so that was my thinking. 3 removal cards. There's Mystic Mine and of course trap decks in general are a struggle, and 2 bombs. What's a little bit different about Levianeer's role in this deck as opposed to in traditional Link spam decks is that you're actually not trying to rip cards out of their hand with the opening. You're saving this for your follow-up turn 2 play. And then as far as the extra deck, I've ordered it in the order of the summons that you typically do. So you would summon a Striker first, and then Romulus sometimes, Seal, and then you would make LP. And then you would unintuitively make another Rocket and use its pop effect. And then after that you would summon this, and then Pisty. And then after that you would turn the Pisty into this, and then you would summon this with the red eyes, and then you would use this to pop that. And then finally you would summon this, your 2 boss monsters, to make your end board. And so you would use up all of these cards, often not this one, but you would for the most part use 11 cards in your opening combo. And then you have these 4 cards as follow-ups. But of course there are ways to recur these cards as well. You have the Recharger Rockets effect to recur them. So I like that this deck has lasting power. It's not a deck like, say, Mermails in a previous format, where you do your combo and if they break your board, it's over. I really love that this deck has 2 different soul charges that it can recur cards, and like that plus all the ratios I just explained like scream to me like play this deck. Like this is correct. Like no like really obvious weaknesses. And as far as the side deck, of course you have your board breakers. I never drew this, of course, because it's at 1 now, but in theory it's very good for facilitating OTKs, and then all of these were excellent to me. I mean, not change it. One difference from Shun's deck from last weekend at the UDS is that we went up to 3 copies of Dark Ruler, just because the prevalence of Winda warrants that. And it came at the cost of playing 1 less Nibiru. But the thinking was, let's play 1 more Nibiru, at least 1 Nibiru, because it's searchable off Brotar after you get Nibiru. What I love about playing online is that because there's no time, I can take Scarlight out of my side deck and put a second Nibiru in my side, so I have a little bit more room when you play online. But yeah, the Scarlight's for time, and this put in excellent work for just 1 match, but 1 match is all you need for it to matter. So the last game really of day 1, it all hinged on my game 3 against a Sonic Great player, and I was able to summon this in time. And so it's really great for that when it comes down to that. And then of course going first, this offers excellent complementary support to your board as well as to the hand traps that you're already playing, Ash and Drone Lockbird. So that's just the deck really quickly. As far as shoutouts go, of course shoutouts to the team, honestly.
We got some shoutouts to Gally.
I mean, going back to my point about how I learned a lot this weekend and I wanted to share that, is I learned that people all learn in such different ways, and it's just so important to understand your teammates and how they are different from you. It's not like being in a marriage, like you have to understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, how you complement each other, and being able to work around what your teammates need. And like any relationship, there's ups and downs, you have disagreements, you have to figure out how to resolve them. And so I learned a lot from working with these guys about just how to be a better player, not just a better player in Yu-Gi-Oh, but also how to work with people better. And that I really cherish that. Like more than the top, I cherish just the lessons I learned about how to work with people. This life is all about working with people, no matter what you do for a living. Besides that, I think another thing I learned within the game of Yu-Gi-Oh was how to learn a lot in a really short amount of time, because Shun had a combo deck, and it's combo decks can get really complicated in the Link era, and I only had like 5 days to practice. And so I think there were 2 things that really sped things up for me and let me successfully cram all this knowledge. One was Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro is really underrated because DB has a higher user base, but I love that Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro lets you play at double speed, and so that was really useful for me to get in more reps in a shorter amount of time. And then the other was just this exercise I do where I shuffle my 40 card deck and break it into 8 hands of 5. And all the hands that auto combo that I already memorized the combo for, I set them aside. But usually 1 out of 8 hands will be awkward, and I play the awkward hand over and over and over until I know exactly what I want to do with it. And so I think that exercise helps me a lot. And we did a little bit of it with Gali and with David as well, and I really enjoyed that exercise. I think you can learn a lot from doing that with the more mediocre / awkward hands. So those are my first shout outs. And I also just want to shout out Ed. You're my rock. Love you, man. And I hope that we can team together in the near future. We really miss you. Ed, David, and I placed third at Peru at class 3v3. I want to shout out to people who live with me, Zoe, to Julie. Thank you so much for taking care of our home. Every weekend that I'm traveling, you make it possible, so thank you for that. Let's see, no sponsors to speak of. Shout out to Pat for Parvenu, my co-founder. You inspired our team name. To the judge staff for being very wonderful. They, just did an excellent job this weekend, and yeah, just actually, this is so important. I almost forgot. So shout outs to a couple friends, Ethan and Josh Bovernick. They really came through when my cards didn't come in the mail in time for me to make this deck, but they really came through and were able to provide. So thank you so much for making it possible for me to even play. So I just want to say it was really great working with you guys. What makes the 3v3 so fun is that not just you get to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but you get to play Yu-Gi-Oh next to your best friends and succeed together. That's just a feeling that you can't replace with this solo YCS. So I love doing it, and it's been great doing it.
Awesome. Any shout outs,
collectibles, friends, everyone. And I'm gonna say that again because usually after the tournament I complain that some judge did something or something bad happened. And I thought this was like probably the best judged event I've played in a while.
Everything was smooth.
So everything was good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So shout outs to your brothers, friends, family, love you guys. And you guys, of course.
And then you guys, awesome. You guys did great. Alright, congratulations on getting the top cut, and thanks for that profile, guys.